All right, everyone get ready, because today we are going deep into the future. We're talking AI,
AI.
but not, just the cool stuff that everyone's talking about,
Right.
like self-driving cars
Yeah.
or AI that can write you a poem or a song.
Right.
We're going to talk about how AI could completely change how we work,
Yes.
the entire landscape of work.
Absolutely. And not just like, blue collar jobs or factory jobs. This is different.
Exactly.
We're talking about AI that can think.
Yeah.
So knowledge work.
The jobs that we always thought
Yeah.
were uniquely human.
Uniquely human.
Research and analysis and decision making.
Absolutely.
Even creator stuff like writing.
Yeah.
You gave me this paper that uses this really complicated economic model
Yes.
to try to predict
Yeah.
how all this is going to play out, how AI
Yeah.
might completely change how we work,
That's right.
who gets paid what, and even how companies are structured.
Yeah. The structure of firms, how they're organized.
Yeah. Are you ready to have your mind blown?
I think so. I'm
Okay.
ready.
Good.
What's really fascinating about this research
Okay.
is it doesn't treat AI as just another technology,
Yep.
something very different.
Okay.
And it really emphasizes three kind of core properties of AI. Let's set it apart
Okay.
from anything we've seen before.
All right, let's break it down.
Okay.
So first up,
Yeah.
scalability.
Yes. Scalability. So unlike us humans, AI doesn't need to sleep.
Right.
AI doesn't need to take breaks.
Or drink coffee.
Doesn't need to drink coffee. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's not limited
Right.
by those kind of biological constraints.
Right.
It can work 24/7
Yeah.
and it can be copied limitlessly.
Right.
So you could have one AI agent replicated thousands of times.
Working all the time.
Working all the time.
Yeah. So if I call up a company
Yeah.
and I'm talking to customer service,
Right.
am I always talking to an AI?
You could be. Potentially, yes.
Yeah. Okay. And you wouldn't know.
Right.
And that AI could be replicated.
1,000 times over.
Exactly.
Serving customers around the world.
Yes.
All at the same time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what happens to the human customer service agents?
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's where the second property of AI comes in,
Okay.
which the paper calls foundation models.
Foundation models.
So these are these large language models that are very flexible
Okay.
and adaptable.
Okay.
Forget specialized AI.
Yeah.
That can only do one thing.
Right.
The future is all about these foundation models
Okay.
that can be tweaked
Yeah.
and adjusted to do many different tasks.
So it's like having one AI
Yeah.
that can do it all.
That can do it all, yeah.
So a company can use it for marketing,
Yeah.
but then also tweak it
Yeah.
to analyze financial data.
Exactly. Write a
Crazy.
blog post,
Yeah.
compose a song,
Crazy.
all these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And we're already starting to see this
Right.
with GPT-4.
Yeah. With models like GPT-4.
Can do all this stuff.
Yeah. It can translate languages.
Yeah.
Write different kinds of creative text formats.
Poetry, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got this incredibly scalable AI
Right.
that can work all the time,
Yes.
be copied endlessly.
Copied.
And then we have these
Yeah.
super flexible foundation models
Yes.
that can be adapted to all different kinds of tasks.
Right.
What is the third property that makes AI
Yeah.
so different?
So this is the big one.
Okay.
This is the one that really gets to the heart of why AI is so disruptive.
Okay.
And that is the automation of knowledge work.
Okay.
So for the first time in history,
Yeah.
we have a technology that can potentially automate
Okay.
tasks that were once considered uniquely human.
Yeah.
So things like research, analysis,
right.
even creative writing,
Yeah.
things that require critical thinking, problem solving,
Yeah.
Ingenuity.
And that's where it starts to get a little scary.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So the paper is saying that AI could potentially automate
Potentially.
like a
yeah.
huge chunk
Yeah.
of the jobs
It's possible.
that make up the knowledge economy.
That's the core argument.
Yeah.
And to understand
Right.
how this might play out,
Yeah.
the authors distinguish between
Okay.
two types of AI,
Okay.
autonomous and non-autonomous.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
So what's the difference?
So think of autonomous AI as the robot worker
Right.
from science fiction.
Right. The robots.
Yeah. So it can operate independently,
Right.
make decisions,
Uh-huh.
and even potentially do your entire job.
Yeah.
Which I admit.
Right.
That keeps some people up at night.
Yeah, that whole robots taking over the world
Yeah.
scenario. But the paper doesn't just focus on the doom and gloom, right?
Right. Right. The authors also point out that
Okay.
autonomous AI could also free us
Yeah.
from a lot of these really rote, repetitive tasks
Right.
and allow us to focus
Yeah.
on more, complex, more creative work
Yeah.
that requires
Yeah.
uniquely human skills.
Right. So it's not necessarily
Okay.
a replacement.
It's a collaboration.
It's a collaboration.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Could be.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
autonomous AI.
Yeah.
So non-autonomous AI.
Yeah. So that's a different beast
Okay.
altogether.
What's that all about?
So that's more like a super-powered assistant
Okay.
that's kind of augmenting your own capabilities.
Okay.
So imagine a tool that can help you
Yeah.
do your job better,
Yeah.
faster,
Uh-huh.
but you're still the one calling the shots.
Okay.
You're still in control. It's
Yeah.
like having a really, really good
Right.
research assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can just, analyze tons of data
Yeah.
in seconds.
Or like a writing partner
Yeah.
that's like super good at grammar
Yeah. Yeah.
and can make your writing better.
Exactly.
So non-autonomous AI is more about augmenting human capabilities.
Augmenting human capability.
Yeah.
Then replacing them.
Oh. Okay, and the fascinating part of this paper
Yeah.
is they use this model
Yes.
to see
Right.
how these two types of AI
Right.
might reshape jobs and
Yeah.
companies.
Companies. And they find some pretty
Yeah.
surprising results.
Yep.
So what they find is
Yeah.
that AI
Yeah.
won't impact everyone equally.
Okay.
And in fact,
Yeah.
what they find is that basic AI
Okay.
pushes humans up
Uh-huh.
the knowledge hierarchy
Okay.
into more specialized roles,
Okay.
whereas advanced AI
Uh-huh.
could actually push some humans
Yeah.
downward.
Okay, wait, what? Yeah, so how does that work?
Yeah. How does that work?
So think about it this way.
Okay.
If a company
Yeah.
can automate
Right.
all these routine tasks
Yeah.
with basic AI,
Mm-hmm.
then it actually becomes more valuable
Okay.
for companies to have humans
Right.
who can do the things that AI can't do.
Right.
So the more strategic thinking,
Right.
the more creative problems solving.
Yeah.
So
right.
humans might find themselves
Yeah.
taking on more specialized roles, more complex roles.
Right.
But then when AI advances to the point where it can handle those tasks,
Yeah.
then the dynamic shifts.
So AI is like constantly
Yeah.
raising the bar.
Raising the bar.
First, it takes all the routine stuff,
Right.
pushing humans up.
Pushing humans up.
But then, as AI gets smarter,
Yeah.
it starts
It starts tackling those higher level tasks,
Yeah.
and then humans might end up
moving again.
doing some of the more
Right.
root.
That AI can manage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
The paper also suggests
Yeah.
that AI could lead to
Yeah.
entirely new company structures.
Okay.
So we might see smaller,
Okay.
more nimble firms.
Yeah.
Because AI is handling so much of the routine work.
Right. So you don't need
It
this.
doesn't need these large hierarchies.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the paper also suggests the opposite could happen.
Right.
We might see the rise of much larger,
Okay.
more decentralized companies.
And that's because of AI.
That's because of AI.
How does that work?
So if AI can effectively supervise
Okay.
huge numbers of human workers
Okay.
who are all carrying out
Yeah.
these more routine tasks,
Okay.
then you could have these massive,
Right.
sprawling companies
Right.
where AI is the ultimate manager
Wow.
coordinating everything.
So like one
Yeah.
really powerful AI
Yeah.
calling all the shots.
Yes.
For like a huge company.
Huge company.
And all the human workers are just kind of,
Just carrying out its instructions.
wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's a possibility.
So the paper is suggesting that AI could completely change.
Yeah.
Not just like
Yeah.
the jobs that we do,
Right.
but
Yeah.
how companies are structured.
Right.
Who's in charge?
Uh-huh.
Who holds the power?
Exactly.
So the big question is,
Yeah.
who wins and who loses
Who wins and who loses.
Right.
Right.
in this
Yeah.
AI-powered future?
AI-powered future. Yeah.
Does everyone benefit?
Yeah.
Or are there some
Yeah.
clear
Yeah.
winners and losers?
That's the question that keeps policymakers
Yeah.
and economists up at night.
Yeah.
And the paper doesn't shy away from addressing it.
Okay, so what does it say?
So it uses its model to try to figure that out.
Yeah.
And it finds
Yeah.
that AI does create both winners and losers.
Okay.
And the impact is different for different workers,
Yeah.
depending on
Okay.
their skill level.
Okay, so in our next part,
Okay.
let's dig deeper into that
All
and
right.
see what the paper says about
Okay.
the potential.
Yeah.
social and economic consequences
All right, sounds good.
of the AI revolution.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back. So I hope you've had some time to process all that, because now we're going to really unpack this economic model that the paper uses.
Yeah.
And see what it reveals about how AI could impact jobs and wages.
Okay, I love getting into the weeds, so let's do it.
All right.
But before we go full econ nerd,
Mm,
can we do a super quick recap?
sure.
We talked about the 3 properties of AI: scalability, foundation models, and the ability to automate knowledge work.
Right.
And then we left off with this whole idea that AI could create winners and losers in the job market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to understand how they reach those conclusions, we need to look at the mechanics of their economic model. It's actually a pretty clever setup. They treat AI as a technology that transforms computing power into what they call AI agents.
So like digital workers,
Exactly.
like little pieces of software running on a server somewhere, just doing the work, doing the thinking.
That's right. And each of these AI agents has a certain level of knowledge, which they represent in the model as a number between 0 and 1.
Okay,
So a higher number means a smarter, more capable AI.
makes sense.
And the cool part is they assume that all firms have access to this technology,
Okay.
but they have to decide how much computing power they want to rent,
Okay.
which then determines how many of these AI agents they can employ.
So it's like deciding how many human workers to hire, but instead of paying salaries and benefits, you're paying for processing power.
Exactly. And just like with human workers, you can assign these AI agents to different roles within the firm.
So you could have some doing data entry,
Right.
some analyzing market trends,
Yeah.
some writing code, or maybe designing marketing campaigns.
Exactly. So it's a whole digital workforce that companies can customize
Wow.
based on their needs.
So how does the model actually predict what will happen as AI gets smarter?
So the model allows the researchers to play out different scenarios.
Okay.
They can tweak the knowledge level of the AI agents to see how the economy responds as AI gets more sophisticated.
Okay.
They can also test out different types of firms.
Okay.
Some that use only human workers, some that use a mix of humans and AI, and even some that are entirely run by AI.
Okay, so what happens when they run these simulations? What does it tell us about the future of work?
The results are pretty interesting. One of the key findings is that the impact of AI really depends on its knowledge level relative to humans.
Okay.
So if AI is just as smart as the average worker, it's going to have a very different impact than if it surpasses even the most brilliant human minds.
So we're not just talking about AI in general.
Right.
We're talking about different levels.
Different levels or stages of AI development.
Okay.
So they define 2 key scenarios: basic AI and advanced AI.
Okay.
So basic AI is where AI has a knowledge level comparable to the average human worker.
Okay, so in this basic AI scenario, what happens?
It predicts a lot of what we're already starting to see: automation of routine tasks,
Okay.
increased efficiency, and what they call occupational displacement.
There's that phrase again.
Right.
Occupational
Is
displacement.
meaning jobs going away, right?
Right.
Well, not necessarily. Think of it more as a shift.
Okay.
So what they find is that humans will move upward in the knowledge hierarchy.
Okay.
So as AI takes over those routine tasks,
Right.
humans are freed up to focus on more specialized roles that require more creativity.
Right. So basic AI doesn't necessarily mean mass unemployment.
Right.
It just means the nature of work changes.
Exactly.
Humans take on these more specialized roles.
Right.
What about advanced AI? This is where it gets kind of sci-fi.
Yeah, advanced AI is a whole different ballgame. So
Okay.
this is where AI surpasses human capabilities. It has a knowledge level comparable to the most knowledgeable humans in a given field.
Wow.
So think about having a team of digital geniuses working alongside you.
Okay, this is both amazing and terrifying.
Right.
So what happens in the advanced AI scenario?
Well, the model predicts some pretty surprising outcomes. One is that counterintuitively, some humans might actually be pushed downward.
Wait, hold on. I thought AI was supposed to make us all more productive, more valuable.
Yeah.
How could it push humans down the ladder?
It all comes down to economic incentives. So if AI becomes so good at these really complex tasks,
Yeah.
those tasks become less valuable.
Right.
So if you have an AI that can analyze market trends with near perfect accuracy, the human analysts who used to do that work might find their skills in less demand.
Oh, okay.
So in this scenario, it might actually be more efficient for companies to have humans focus on those more routine tasks.
So it's almost like a role reversal.
Yeah, kind of.
AI is the strategist, the decision maker, the big picture thinker,
Right.
and humans are doing more of the execution,
It's exactly.
the tasks that AI can easily manage and monitor.
That's one of the possibilities the model explores.
Wow.
And it's not just about individual jobs changing.
Okay.
The paper also suggests that advanced AI could lead to entirely new company structures.
Okay.
Imagine a company where a single incredibly advanced AI is making all the key decisions. It's analyzing market data, developing product strategies, even managing human resources.
So the AI is basically the CEO running the whole show.
Exactly. And the human workers are carrying out its instructions.
Wow.
Focusing on tasks that require things like dexterity or creativity or social intelligence.
Right.
Things that AI might not be so good at least not yet.
This is mind-blowing stuff, but let's be real.
Yeah.
These are just predictions based on a model. It's not like we have a crystal ball.
Of course not. But what this model does is help us to think through the possible consequences of these different AI scenarios.
Right.
It's not about predicting the future. It's about understanding the forces at play and starting to prepare for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
Okay, so we've talked about how AI could change what jobs we do and how companies are organized.
Right.
But the real question is, how does this impact people's lives?
Yeah.
What does this model tell us about the economic consequences of this AI revolution?
Right.
Will everyone benefit, or will some be left behind?
That's a great question, and that's what we'll be discussing in the next part.
All right, so we're back, and I think the big question that's on everyone's mind is, what does all this mean for, like, our wallets?
Yeah, the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And the paper actually addresses that head-on.
Okay.
It looks at how different AI scenarios could impact wages and income inequality, even the distribution of wealth in society.
So no easy answers, but we've got some insights based on a pretty sophisticated model, so lay it on me.
Okay.
What does the model say about what happens to people's incomes as AI gets more powerful and more prevalent in the workplace?
Well, it depends on a couple of things,
Okay.
including the level of AI we're talking about, basic or advanced,
Right.
and whether the AI is autonomous or non-autonomous.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
Let's start with autonomous AI, the one where the AI is making decisions,
Right.
calling the shots,
Right.
potentially running companies.
Right.
What happens to wages and income in that scenario?
Well, the model suggests that the most knowledgeable workers, those with specialized skills, will probably see their incomes go up.
Okay.
So if a company can replace a bunch of mid-level managers with one really smart AI, they can afford to pay their top performers even more.
Right, so AI is almost creating like a premium for those at the top of the knowledge hierarchy.
Exactly. But for workers with less specialized skills, it's not so great.
Okay.
The model predicts they could see wages stagnate or even decline.
Because if the AI can do your job,
Right.
maybe even better than you can,
Right.
then you don't have as much bargaining power.
Exactly.
So in the autonomous AI scenario, we could see income inequality get worse.
That's one of the potential consequences, yeah.
But it's not all doom and gloom, right?
Right. The model also suggests that autonomous AI could create new opportunities.
Okay.
As AI takes over those routine tasks, it frees up humans to focus on more creative, more strategic work.
So it's not just about learning to code
Right.
or becoming a data scientist.
Right.
It's about those uniquely human skills that AI can't replicate. Critical thinking, problem solving, creativity.
Artificial intelligence, communication, collaboration.
Yeah, okay.
All of that.
So what about non-autonomous AI? The scenario where AI is more of a tool,
Right.
like a superpowered assistant,
Yeah.
helping humans do their jobs.
Right.
What does the model say about wages and income in that case?
Well, here it's more optimistic. Non-autonomous AI could be a boon for workers with less specialized skills.
Okay.
Because if AI can help them be more productive, then they become more valuable to the company.
So instead of replacing the worker,
Right.
it's augmenting their
Yeah,
ability.
segmenting. Yeah,
So they become more productive and more valuable.
exactly.
So their wages could actually go up.
Potentially. Yeah.
Okay. And could this actually help to reduce the gap between the most and least skilled workers?
The model suggests that's a possibility.
Okay, that's really interesting. But what about those at the top, the experts?
Yeah.
Do they still benefit from non-autonomous AI?
Sure, they'll see some gains, but probably not as much as those with less specialized skills.
Right, because they're already experts.
Right, if you're already at the top of your game,
Yeah.
an AI assistant is not going to be quite as transformative.
Right. It's like giving a bicycle to someone who's used to walking everywhere versus giving it to someone who already owns a sports car.
That's a great analogy.
So I think it's important to remember that these are just predictions based on a model. We don't have a crystal ball.
Right.
We can't say for sure what's going to happen.
Of course not. But what this model does is help us to think through the potential consequences of AI. It's about understanding the forces at play and starting to prepare for the future.
So we've covered a lot in this deep dive. We've talked about AI's unique capabilities, how it could reshape jobs and companies, and the potential economic implications. But before we go, I want to bring it back to our listeners. What can people do right now to prepare for this AI-powered future?
That's a great question, and it's one I think everyone should be asking themselves. The future is uncertain. But one thing's for sure, AI is going to change the world of work in really big ways.
Yeah.
And the key to thriving in this new world is going to be adaptability, the willingness to learn new skills.
So it's not just about learning a specific skill.
Yeah.
It's about having the ability to learn and adapt throughout your career.
Absolutely. And it's not just about technical skills, it's also about developing those uniquely human skills
Right.
that AI can't replicate: critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, communication, collaboration.
So it sounds like the future belongs to those who can embrace change, who can learn and adapt, and who can figure out how to use AI as a tool to augment their own abilities.
I think that's a great way to put it. The AI revolution is here, and it's up to each of us to decide how we're going to navigate it. We can either be passive observers or we can be active participants, shaping this technology and using it to build a better future.
Well, this has been incredible. We've explored cutting-edge research, unpacked these complex models. To all of our listeners out there, thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We encourage you to check out the source material, think critically about the implications of all this for your own work and life, and most importantly, embrace the challenge of shaping the future.